Hello, I'm Soul. I'm a little late on the deep dive today. Wow, the morning's just blown right by. But I have to tell you, I've got the scoop. So I have been refreshing my flowers, feeding them. I got rid of all of the dead plant matter from the balcony mini garden, and that's all out. All of the recycling is finally gone, and this is Venus Galita. If you don't know who I am, I've made my way to the bathroom. Now my bathroom is actually done, except that I am going to have to rewash the bathtub and the floor once I finish using my bathtub as the basement for cleaning all the other things. So all of my garbage containers and recycling containers are all washed. In some cases, I'm rewashing. The garbage cans in all the rooms are relined. And what I did, and I don't know if you do this, it saves time. I find it makes it less annoying, and it's a place to store stuff. If you buy those little boxes of mini nicely scented, I use the jasmine scented garbage bags some of the time, and I'll just put the box of them inside a Ziploc bag and keep it at the bottom of the garbage can. Just because I've learned that throwing a couple of bags, some people put a couple of bags in at the bottom and then put the one they're using on top. And every time you pull out the garbage and take it away, then you've got one in there already, just pull it and put it on top. But I found that sometimes things leak because these bags are semi-permeable over time. So I don't want to ruin them all. So put them in a Ziploc bag at the bottom, then put your garbage bag on top. And it's still in there to whip out as you need. But also keeping everything safe so none of your money has been wasted over time. And so everything is out, and I've got floor space cleared, and I've got proper places to put my garbage without setting them down anywhere. And I love that I'm replanting, reputting the flowers. Don't forget that if you have flowers in vases, you can top up and perk up those flowers with a teaspoon of sugar and water, and replace some of that water so it doesn't become that smelly stuff that's stale. Not all of it, but some of it, so you don't shock the flowers. But that little bit of sugar once a week will actually perk them up and plump them up. Even if they're in soil, whether they're in soil or water, that will work if you don't have any plant food for them. So that's just a little tip. Also, I've noticed that between last night, because when I went out and logged off last time, I actually kept going because I was in such a good mood. And the blue corner of my room is almost set. I've found little things to do, like little felts to go around and make sure that the undersides of all of anything with a leg, a tea table, a cabinet, a coffee table, any kind of a shelf, in case something's missing underneath or it's really, really dirty and you can't clean it off, pull it off, put a new little fuzzy bottom on it. I love our fuzzy bottoms. And we're setting that, and I have my last load of laundry, which is the heaviest stuff, the comforters and the towels and the cleaning rags are all down there. They've all been washed, and I just have the last load in the dryer right now. And some things I do to save money on public washing machines, in case this is a tip that might help you guys out, I pull the most delicate things or the woolen things that will shrink out, and I don't put them in the public dryers. I bring them home, put them on hangers, and then I put those hangers across my shower rod because my shower rod is metal. So and then I put that little the moisture suctioner vent on to try to pull that water out. But I'm able to open my windows and let the breeze come through as well. And then the heaviest stuff, like I am actually paying a little more this week to separate the towels from the comforters, and so that everything will be more dry when it comes out, because I hate it when you pull things out of a dryer and it's been going for 15 minutes and it's moist. It's really gross. I don't like the smell of mildew setting in on my clothes. I find that something very hard to remove once it gets in there. So I pulled all that. And now I've got my cleaning rags. They didn't come out fully clean, although they're better. So I put them back. I mean, they're the ones I'm going to always use to clean everything. So they're back with my Pledge and my Windex bottles, ready to go for round 2. I am going to be... Oh, I haven't done yet, but I am going to re-Swiffer underneath the bed. I have got an extension cord in there. I have moved in from my days living in the Arctic Circle, where SADD actually is a real thing, and that's where I was finally believed in SADD, seasonal affective disorder, and you need sunlight. I have one of those sunlight lamps from way back when I used to live up there. I put that into my main feature bedroom next to the fan, and I've got both up off the ground because there was no way to get my yoga bench in there as my side table. Because I tossed my side tables. They were given to me when they were already destroyed on top, but because they look so beautiful from the side view, like a missionary furniture kind of look with the slats of the very dark wood. I love dark wood. But you know what? It's time. It's got to go. And so I took my 2 yoga benches and put them as my side tables. And the yoga gear still under the one side that you can't see from the door 'cause it's on the far side. And the other side, I might keep it clear. I'm not sure. But I've restocked or repurposely filled my main bedroom closet. And I just want to re-swiffer the ground in there as well. And then I'm really happy because I kept waking up in the middle of the night. I have insomnia, as you know, feeling very happy about my space. I've somehow regained floor space in a way, even though there's some bigger objects in there, but just the way that I placed it. And I'm not hating that the purple cat picture from Gallery Pan is standing next to the hat boxes instead of up on the wall. I think I kind of seem out of place on the wall anyway, so I guess gravity and karma took care of that for me. I just have to now, though, have the extra job of climbing up with some patch paint to cover where the paint came off the wall when the thing fell down. So, I've also learned in my little deep clean, all of those sticker hooks to hang up posters and pictures on walls so that you don't put like a hole in the wall. I actually pull down all the drywall with the paint when they do come down, and it might not even be that you're trying to remove it. Over time, with the weight of the pictures, they're coming down, and so there's a damage in the walls of 2 of the rooms that I have to patch up. So non bueno. But as I'm going around, the other thing that I did today was started taking all the small containers. And if my small containers aren't holding something of value, it's just junky, threw out all the junky stuff, cleaned them, looked at them. If they were damaged, I tossed them. If they were damaged in a way that I couldn't fix myself, like with Gorilla Glue or paint or sewing, that they're peeling like skin, gross, somehow broken or stained, I don't want the things with the stains because I don't want to increase mildew or germs in my breathing environment. Since this last 5 weeks of being sick and now finally being able to keep down food this week, although it's been a bit iffy, and being able to breathe much more clearly, although I still am having some painful rounds of coughing, but it's not as often, that I've gotten a little bit of rest. I mean, I didn't get a lot of rest last night, but I got a little bit. My goal has shifted to not making my place look like a magazine movie place, but or match any particular style. It's just making do with what I have, but getting rid of anything that could be a dust collector, that's not serving a purpose, that's not containing something purposeful, especially if I didn't buy it myself and other people gave it to me. Time to let it go. Also, as I'm doing this and getting rid of containers, and I have things in piles, in organized piles, waiting to have if I find a container that's free to keep it, then what I'm doing is, as I'm coming across things like those little eye masks that you stick on your face to hydrate those bags under your eyes, or little hand masks, or spritzes, like body mist spritzes, I have been using them like crazy. I've also refilled all of my natural room sprays and skin spray spritzers. Here we go. And I keep doing this as I'm going through cleaning stuff, because I do find I am sweating as I'm getting into it. Some of these things are requiring me to get down on my hands and knees like my grandmother and my mom when she was a kid, and scrub properly because there's no other way. Swiffers will not cut it some of the time. Mops that are sponges may not cut it some of the time. There are things that do pile up, and especially in the corners of our floors and our rooms, got to get rid of it, because all it does is create a place where junk sticks and collects and grows, and I don't want to attract bugs, I don't want to attract rodents, and I certainly don't want to accumulate anything I could breathe in that's going to hurt my lungs. No, I need more oxygen in my blood, and so this is like a preventative measure to protect myself, and so it's doing well. So my space on my balcony is reset. I just have to try to wipe down the one table that's out there that looks like it accumulated rust, not during the middle of winter, but near the end of winter when things started leaking and it turned into spraying, like the slushy spraying, end of slushy winter, it started to rust. So I'm hoping that I can clear that up, and if not, I'm going to put, I guess, a surface tray on it, and if I don't have one, it's going to be a toss. But it was nice while it lasted. I don't like wasting money. I'm not going to replace these things and buy more things to replace. I'm just looking around at things I have, things that might be in storage, things that could be reused or repurposed, that don't look stupid. I mean, but yeah, so we're going. So The main room and the bathroom are almost completely done, and the laundry is almost completely done. Now, I do have things still swimming in the kitchen, but the fridge is much more organized now, and I've started on cleaning the little rugs. The little rugs, like rugs for the bathroom and stuff like that, have been soaked and disinfected, and then they were laundered this morning, and they're done now, smelling nice. But I'm gonna wait until I remop the floor in there before I put them back in. So I do have some things up to dry, and it's not a lot. I mean, the truth is, I did actually sleep in this morning. I was up at 6, but I didn't feel well. I actually feel like I re-caught a cold in the night, and then so I fell asleep until 10:30. So that's why I'm very late in doing this. But I have been up and down. I think it took 3 trips to get rid of all the garbage and the recycling. 2 trips so far. There will be a 3rd trip for the laundry when it's finished, and that'll be in about a half an hour. And everybody needs a 15-minute break. So here I am. Now, as I've been doing this, I also stopped to do some mindfulness. So this is why I call this one the deep dive. There's a book I got from a wellness workshop I went to, and the book is divided into chunks like a diary, but with prompts, and each section is about a different little focus. And yum, sorry, that's my ice water going. I'm really, really dehydrated today. I decided that when I went offline after the last news flash from my deep dive cleaning day, I have to refresh. I'm learning that. Okay, good. I'm just refreshing my chat. That I decided, since I was still like feeling very energized and still cleaning like the little containers, and actually I reset some drawers as well, by the way. I've got some empty drawers ready to start receiving intentional things to hold. I have not put my laundry away. I've got my laundry in organized piles, all my clean laundry in my dining room, across my dining room furniture. I know in order to clean one area, I seem to make organized messes everywhere else, but it really makes sense to me to fully clean out everything, top to bottom, inside, upside down, no dust bunnies or hair caught anywhere. And then, and also I'm like rewashing the certain recycle bins for a second time, because there's the insides and the outsides. I'm doing both before I put them back into working order. So I went through this wellness thing in between doing this when I needed my next break instead of bothering you guys. And I went through it to see what I was grateful for. And then it ended up with compliments to yourself. So I was thinking, I'm grateful that I even have a home of my own. Even though it's not an apartment, it's not a mansion, it's an apartment, but still, old apartments have more space than condos. So, no. It's all in your perspective. But grateful for having this space that I need to clean it. Grateful that I came out of my last illness, still alive, able to clean this stuff. And some of the ladies that go to tea on Mondays at 10 a.m. when I was taking my laundry downstairs were saying, you can't get down on your knees and scrub the floors like when you were a kid. Once you reach their age, they're like in their 70s and 80s, because your knees don't work. You can't pull yourself back up if you go to the floor. And I'm kind of feeling that with the knee that I dislocated back in June when I was doing the limbo. Nothing geriatric. I was doing the limbo. I really, really wanted to win. My knee said, hello. I don't move that way. But grateful for that. Grateful that I have a platform where I can bug all of you with my needless nonsense just to keep myself motivated to get this done. And I'm hoping that when I do this, I'm saying little tidbits, even if I'm just white noise to you, and I know a couple of you use me just for white noise when you're studying, or you're just bored, you're doing household stuff, you're cooking for everybody, you just want some company in the background, like, passive company in the background. I do that with YouTube videos too all the time. Yeah. And grateful that I can stop and smell the flowers. Because the one thing I haven't killed is aloe plants. I've got an aloe plant now. When I moved in here, it was just little. And one of my friends that'll be coming over once I've cleaned this room, she has a plant that's a baby from this plant. I can't wait till she sees it. It's got to be like almost 3 feet tall. And that's why I had to take all my tomato stakes and like put it all around to help it all stand up. Because it was taking over my whole kitchen table if I let it all weep down. And I think it really needs a floor pot is the next stage for this little guy. But wow, when I gave him this pot, did he ever like just suddenly explode? He likes this, my kitchen window. I never put the drape down in there unless it's a really bad, like a tornado watch. And the other three that are the offshoots of it are all still alive and about 6 to 9 inches tall themselves, but they're very thin and spindly compared to this, the hardy, amazing first plant I had. But so my kitchen, I decided through this deep clean that I'm going to be taking the kitchen stuff and putting it into the dining room, which doesn't have a dining room anymore. And then I'm going to take the tea trolley that's there that I'm using as the dining table. I'm going to put it in the kitchen. And the kitchen is going to be that spot because nobody can put a table there with chairs that can push in and out. So you really can't sit people there. You're just looking at it. So that's a useless space if that's the case. So I want to put the chairs and table where people can actually sit down and not hit a wall when they're getting in and out. And in the meantime, that can just be a very pretty little tea spot where you can flip up an end of the tea trolley, have your tea if you really want to be in there. And if you don't, I think I know how I'm going to do it. One side will be up, one side will be down. The side closest to the window will be down so that I can have more floor space. I'll just keep one of my grandmother's chairs in there with it. And my other grandmother's tea cups are on it. And that'll be my place for, like, say, morning tea or breakfast by myself. But if I have people over, shout out to all my very oldest and bestest of friends out there who are some of my subscribers, and my brother, who's one of my subscribers, who actually can not give me any grief about if we all sat on a dirt floor with a fire pit and, like, cooked our food on a stick. Thank you. You guys know how I've lived very simply in the north when you've come to see me and spend time with me, and you guys do camping and stuff yourselves. We are the Zennial generation, as millennial-ish, that, I just gave away something big. We could survive an apocalypse. Whatever that thing is, if the zombies started walking, we're going to be just fine. And actually, two of us will be very, very calm, and the other two of us will be very, very focused on offing the zombies, but we will know how to live. So the fact that I have fuzzy shishi mumu carpets, which I finally bought, show my true girly self that has been inside all along. That's just the bonus. And I have some very pretty rugs from my grandmother that are just very pretty and not old looking and not Persian looking. They're like rosette kind of round ones that I think are very feminine, and I kept them too because one's my favorite color and the other goes with the color of the sun when it washes into my windows in the morning. So I was very grateful about that too, that I've got this view of the sunrise where you see how burning orange and burning red that sun is, and it washes like a rosy light. And so I know, like, for ghost hunters, mirrors, or portals and all that, but whatever, I like bouncing back that sunlight from a window back into the room, and the moonlight as well, by the way, when the moon is full, that I'm never really blind in here. And so I'm grateful for things like that, and that I can give away or get rid of stuff and still have stuff. I have what I need. And so so that, like, little wellness moment in the middle of all the cleaning and organizing yesterday after I did my last news flash. And then it talked about compliments. So I'm complimenting that I do have some nice pieces of furniture that I can rearrange and split them apart and reset these rooms for a different purpose that looks great. I don't really want to give up my sewing costume room. It's really awesome, but I think that because I think for the comfort of my visitors to each have their own bedroom, it brings back the black and white room that I used to have and want to develop, although it'll be in the other room instead of the one I originally made it in. But I've got, like, this gorgeous black and white zebra picture where the mother and the child are, like, their heads are together from opposite sides, and saw it like a black and white real journalist photo. And I want to put it back in that room. And that means the sewing table is going to stay in there. It means that my old monitor, my old computer, I'm going to try to set it up in there and try to get it to work, which I need anyways because I've got all of these things. My night course stuff that I want to hand in is in there, and my a really neat long video for shower sounds, which I made months ago. And Simon Chan, you've been waiting for me to do it. It's in there. So I'm thankful for that. I have family that have helped me out and try to fix these for me, and the donations from my family that is past and family that is alive that have given me things I don't need anymore that fill my home. And so also, if I have to get rid of anything because it's old and broken, well, it had a lifetime already of good use. And I'm grateful that they did think of me, because in our culture, the female's supposed to have the furniture for the home as part of the dowry. And so every member of my family really thought about my future, wanting to give me a dowry that I could offer. And they certainly did suit me up with a whole household full of stuff. Between my grandmother, her youngest brother, my uncle, and my parents, and everybody, my brother, my sister, that, well, living in an apartment when you own a household full of stuff, it makes it hard to not shimmy sideways to get from the front door to the bathroom and back. And that is how I lived in The Bachelor. I used to own when I inherited all of it. So that I have the space to move it out, and grateful that I have a job to afford the space. But with the next rent, that's another concern. But grateful to be alive, to be concerned about it. And also grateful that my brain can turn it off and go focus on something more fun, like talking to you guys in this gorgeous bathroom. I mean, my, how the other half live when you're up high and you've got a whole view of the water and the city below. Which I do, although not this view, but it's something like it. What else? I'm grateful that maybe I'll be able to budget to have a maid come in and deep clean for me next time. But at least I've got the mobility and the health enough to do it. And on a rainy day, I'm grateful that it was rainy day, so I don't feel guilty about not being outside in the sun, because there is none. So I might as well clean. What else? In the compliments section. So as I was thinking through the wellness booklet I found while I was cleaning, there was a compliment section. There were lots of lines to give compliments. So what could I compliment myself on? I compliment myself for having a brain with a personality that wants to keep feeding my brain knowledge and skills and new abilities. And so what I've learned is, well, I'm teaching myself how to be a VTuber, teaching myself how to dress myself, how to give myself assets, like this mop and these flowers, how to make my own backgrounds, like what this beautiful, here, I'm going to mop a little while we're talking, get some stuff done, yeah. I'm grateful that my brain can retain information and recall it, because I know when people start struggling with that, or always struggle with that, that's scary. I'm grateful that I'm flexible, creative, and open to learning new things. I'm glad that I'm open to that and not feeling trapped or stuck. And I'm glad that I've got the resilience and the creativity that when something goes wrong, like I lose my voice and I can't speak, or the system goes down and I can't do live feeds with a properly working VTuber avatar, at least I know how to make memes now, and some of them I figured out how to read analytics enough to try to figure out what things people like and try to make more of them until they don't like them anymore. And then give it up. Or try to find more when I have the time to do it. So I have been very blessed this year with learning that I definitely can make lemonade out of lemons and grape juice out of grapes. And I'm very grateful that I've collected enough online friends and followers and subscribers that you guys are supporting me and playing along with me. And I am listening to your requests, but also I'm always popping out something new like this while it amuses me, because I do need the motivation. Well, I'm going a lot slower today with my cleaning, but as I do the deep dive and I'm cleaning, I'm also doing a bit of self-care, a bit of wellness care, a bit of organization. And I know that as I keep working on this one main feature room, I end up also doing a little bit for other rooms as well. It's not that, I don't know, it's hard to stay focused, but like if you're going to clean a can, you might as well clean all the cans. If you're going to do the laundry, you might as well do all the laundry, you know. And that is taking me up and down the building and down hallways and stuff. So it's just time consuming, more than difficult to do these deep cleans. And I see one viewer has joined me just now as I was winding down. Hello, viewer. How are you today? I'm in the bathroom mopping things up today, and I am re-putting my flowers and watering them and feeding them today. So how are you? I don't know who it is out there. If this is Tish Adams Bunny or Dark Alice, I'll be online later when the employers go out for a business meeting or a shopping trip. I will definitely try to sneak into their den and try to use the computer again to play some Harry Potter puzzles and spells. But this is day 2 of my deep dive into the deep clean and all the stuff that goes through my mind and all the little side things I end up doing as I'm distracted while I'm organizing and cleaning. Oh, they dropped a feed. So, anyways, everybody, if you do just one thing today, if all you could do is just one thing, please drink some water. Be a kind friend to your organs for your organ health and to get that oxygen in your blood supply in your brain that you need. To be a friend to your heart and your lungs and everything else in there. And if there's a second thing you can do, maybe change a towel. Maybe cut the annoying tags off all your towels today. Maybe just organize them so that one less thing is on the floor. That is an accomplishment, and that is an achievement, and it's a success that should be celebrated. Because if all you could manage is that one section of that one thing to get done, and get it done meaningfully, that's a success. That's an important thing. And on a day that you can do more, you'll do more. And so everybody, this is Venus Kalita. My little coffee break is done, and I'm raising my glass to your health and mine. I cheers to you now. Okay. I'm going to get this bathroom finished. I'm also going to take out my wet stripper mop. I'm going to get back into the cupboard and the under the bed. And I'm going to finish cleaning all the little pieces to decorate my blue zone in my bedroom. And my bedroom is almost completely complete. The pink and gray zones are pretty much complete. I just have to decide whether I'm going to put a panel back up on a wall or save it for the drapes that go across my mirror window. Much to do. And also, I have to go to a business meeting today, so you guys are not going to be here to do a live Riddle Me Din Din, but you will get a pre-done Riddle Me Snack Night based on Sleeping Beauty, foods and drinks from Sleeping Beauty. I think it's worth it to check it out. It'll air earlier. It'll air for the people on the East Coast at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so keep an eye out for it. I think I may have time to check in one more time before I head off to my meeting. It's a little bit of a different day. My deep clean is kind of a bit delayed, but I've got to check on my laundry downstairs before other people touch it, and and I'm gonna get. My goal was before midnight tonight. We're gonna get the main premier bedroom done. All right, everyone. This is Venus Kalita. A deep dive on the deep clean. Finished. Take some time today to give yourself a compliment. You deserve it. You're awesome. You're wonderful. And I'll see you later today. This is Venus Kalita.